mongrels, and welcome to another e-bike review. And today we are looking at a wet dream of an e-bike. It is the Engwe M20 dual battery. It does come in a single battery. What do you get for your money? You get two 13 amp hour 48 volt batteries capable of 28 mile range per battery. Do the math on that, ain't hard. 7-speed Shimano Tawny, meant to be a 250 watt motor, which is limited to 15.5 mile an hour over here in the UK. Twist throttle that is meant to only give you 6 kilometers an hour, 4 mile an hour when you pull away. BMX handlebars, mechanical disc brakes, 160mm metal pedals. I think you'll find the styling is absolutely lovely on this thing. Massive great big lights, I'll bring you around and show you in a minute. Preloadable suspension. It's a beast of a bike, I've got to say. Now first things first, when I took this out of the box, normally with Engwe, they do come all UK legal. I cranked the throttle, this was already de-restricted. Meant to give you 50 Newton meters of torque hill climbing ability. It is a cadence sensor. It's surprisingly comfortable. You've got front and rear suspension. As you can hear, it's a little bit creaky. The rear suspension is a single shock attached to a swing arm, much like a motorbike. Motorbike style dual shocks at the front. Metal mud guards, 20-inch wheels by 4-inch fat tyres with mag wheels. It's a great bike to ride. I forget the weight, I'll bring it in, but I'm going to give that, I don't know, 35 kilo. I'll have a look, put it up down here. But as you can see, I don't think there is a bike out there that matches the aesthetics and the looks of this thing. It is, yeah, the welds, as with a lot of Engways, are a little bit agricultural, but they're absolutely fine. You've got dual tubes up front, big thick tubes. Yeah, all in all, it's just the styling is brilliant. The ride is pretty comfortable. The seat is fairly firm. I've already done 12-13 miles on this. My bum ain't bad at all. To be fair, I don't like bike seats, but this is holding up okay. Mud guards work. I've been through plenty of mud. I'm clean, the bike isn't. What else do you need to know about this thing? As I say, 7-speed Shimano Tawny. The bike computer is very, very simple. Turn it on, up and down. There's your pedal assist, gives you all the information you need to know. Average speed, max speed, the trip that you've done, overall odometer. You've got 6 battery bars to let you know how much battery you've got left. I've not used a single battery bar yet after 12, 13, 14 miles, whatever I've done so far. I will bring you in now, give you a closer look at it, go out on a big long ride, and then bring you in for my final thoughts, which so far are going to be positive, apart from my fingers, because it's freezing, it's early, and a nice clear day. Hopefully it's going to warm up. So from the front, you've got your normal brakes. As you can see, you've got your light button, your horn button. There's your bike computer. I've still got a sticker on it. Turn that on. Not sure what you're going to see. You can see it in daylight. Buttons down here to scroll up and down through your pedal assist. That's what the horn sounds like. That's for your lights. Motorbike style handlebars. There's your 7-speed Shimano Tawny. Twist throttle just there. Yeah, let's go around the front. There you have your big Bertha lights going down to your mag wheels. Lovely jubbly. 160mm mechanical disc brakes. Your big old batteries. Side stand. There's your rear disc brakes on your mag wheels and the big old motor, metal mud guards. As you can see, you've got some built-in brake lights. I love the look of this bike. So as always, I will test out what it's like to cycle as a bike. First gear. Yeah, not too bad to be honest. Pulls away. You can feel a bit of the rolling resistance, but not too bad. Obviously the leg extension is as near as damn it non-existent, but it's not that sort of bike. Not that sort of bike at all. Quite a nice upright position. Easy enough to pedal. If you did run out of battery, it will get you home. A couple of things I'm starting to realise is I should have put a warmer jacket on and bought a pair of gloves with me. Because although it's a beautiful day, it's a little bit parky. So the gears out the box need adjusting. It's got a 7-speed Shimano Tawny set. I'm in 7th gear at the minute, showing 5. 4th gear, now 3rd gear and it changed down 1. That may become an issue when we get to hills. So as usual, coming to our first 10% hill of the day. I'm currently in top gear, no pedal assist. Start feeling it on my legs, crank it up to 1 and 2. It's got 5 levels. Apparently 50 Newton meters of torque, so it should absolutely demolish this hill. I'll crank it up into power setting 5. Yeah, I'm in top gear, nothing on my legs, absolutely killing it. So far so good. So now we will test how quick you can pedal, which is about there, 24 mile an hour until your legs are going too fast. But as you would expect, the bike feels absolutely stable underneath you. No problem at all. Oh, my hands are cold. So this is a cadence sensor bike, which means you only got to have your pedals turning for the motor to be kicking in. And the EU version is meant to be limited to 15.5 miles an hour, 250 watts, with throttle assistance only up to about 6 kilometers an hour. And normally that's how they come. However, I've pulled this one out of the box, I've turned it on, cranked the throttle, and it went up to about 28 mile an hour. I'm in pedal assist 3, going uphill doing 18 mile an hour, with still got assistance. So I'm guessing that although it's 250 watt, I think they're using the same 750 watt motor and they're just limiting it that way. And this one isn't. It's already come unlocked, which is a bit of a bonus because I'll get to show you the throttle in action in a bit. The seat is quite firm. We'll see how that pans out a bit later on for my lovely little derriere. So as it is unlocked, I'm eager to get off the roads because the old bill have been doing clamp downs, which give me a chance to test out the throttle. Battery wise, you've got two 48 volt 13 amp hour batteries on this, and they're both meant to be good for 28 miles of range each. This will be a bit slippery, and I've got a big pole sticking out the front of my thing. Yeah, put your foot down, Lee. There you go. Oh, there's ice everywhere. Throttle away. There's a fair amount of creaking and cracking from this seat. Probably bed itself in. It is new. Right, let's give this throttle a crack now. we're starting to level up. 19, 20, 21, 27, 28, 29, 30. That's 30 mile an hour with a slight downhill bias. 28 on the flat, which personally I think is a great speed for commuting on e-bikes. Because one thing I don't understand with the laws surrounding e-bikes is when they say it's got to be limited to X amount miles an hour. Because we have speed limits for cars, but they do more than what they're allowed to do legally. Why should it be any different to bikes? You get caught doing 30 mile an hour on an e-bike not pedalling, then you get done. You know. Anyway, we're off-road now. Suspension's absolutely fine. You've got preloadable suspension on the front. Let's try that again in English. You have preloadable suspension on the front with a swing arm and single shock on the rear. And even though the seat is quite hard, I've got to say it's doing okay. The seating position is really nice, very much like a little motorbike. In fact, Engwe, if you watch this, why don't you take this frame and actually make a little motorbike that you can register in the UK, up and over here. It's really buggy, really muddy, that you could register over here and ride on the road. Then you won't have to worry about e-bike laws. Just got to get a CBT. Oh, my hands are cold. Handling this slippy stuff, not a problem at all. I like these bikes, and let's face it, they are what wet dreams are made of if you're a kid. Thank you. Now to test the speed, the thing kicks in. 1, 2, 2 seconds. Top gear from a standstill, which is why the throttle is very, very handy. Here we go then, down the bumpy cycle track, testing out this suspension. As I say, everything is directly out of the box. It's a nice place to be. Why did I get up so early when it's a clear, beautiful day? Right, new dug up bit that they've resurfaced, and as always, yeah, bumpy as you like, not a problem. I've got mud splatter all over the bike, but none over me, so the mud guards are doing a job. No complaints so far. One thing to bear in mind with it though, is because of its looks, you do, in my opinion, stand more of a chance of getting a tug from the old build. And if it is unlocked and capable on throttle only a 30 mile an hour, etc, etc, you could end up in a bit of bother. But if it is limited to UK limits, you'll have no problem at all. I've got the service manual in the backpack, so if they stop me, hopefully I'll be able to show them that, because I don't know how to turn off the throttle. Should really have checked it out before I left, but I was expecting it to be locked. So the hand grips are fine, nothing to write home about, not that spongy. What I would say though, on the throttle side, where you've got the half twist grip throttle, it does stick up above the rest of the hand grip a little bit with a lip, which is actually digging into my hand a tad. Can you hear that seat creaking? Don't get me wrong, I'm a bit of a chubster, but I'm only in pedal assist 1, cruising along 14 mile an hour, 0 effort, nose is going to fall off, so are my fingertips. Life is good. So the controls on this. The pedal assist levels are controlled by 2 little buttons underneath. You've got an on-off button up top. If you press that on-off button once each time, it will scroll through, giving you on the display the pedal assist level you're in, speed you're doing, trip, how many miles you've done on that trip, the overall odometer, the top speed that you've accomplished, 31.9 for me. Average mile an hour, that can't be right, but... And back to trip. Yes, so you've got a wealth of information. Obviously, you've also got the battery bars up there that are, is that 5 or 6? 6 levels. So it'll go down in increments. Oh, it's so cold. It's not too loud. The motor is about the same as the road noise off of, sorry about keep whitewashing out, is about the same as the road noise off of the tyres. Ice on the ground. You've got, as you can see, those big Bertha lights up front and a horn, which is quite inoffensive, which is good. Just a push button for the lights. See, places like this, quick turn of that throttle and you're away rather than waiting. Stupid UK laws. Now, they looked at changing them recently, and as soon as they said, no, we're not upping the power, etc., they immediately started doing clampdowns. This country sucks at times. I'm very patriotic, being an ex-soldier, but it does suck at times. You're not really going to be able to see much in the tunnel, but let's crank those lights on. Did I turn them on? I think so. Yep, I did. They're big and they're bright. And turn them back off. So here we go on the long stretch of gravelly, bumpy cycleway. Now, half of me would want to crack this up to full power and hammer through here because it is early. Because I'm only in pedal assist 1, still maintaining that 15.5 mile an hour. But it's so cold, there is no way my hands are going to be able to take it. I'm only 9 miles in of my 25 mile an hour loop, 25 mile loop, and I've already had to get off and warm my hands up twice. Can't believe I forgot my gloves. What a muppet. One thing I didn't mention earlier is on these batteries you've actually got a USB output. Not a micro USB, a USB. Plenty of mud and puddles here, look. Ah, sod it, let's go straight through them. Those mud guards do a decent job, you know. Yes, you can charge stuff like phones and that on the go. Sat navs if you have them. Happy days. I'll tell you, I've got both batteries turned on, and I'll tell you how much battery I have at the end of it, so you can judge the range, because very rarely are they accurate. Really don't mind these bumpy, gravelly, muddy tracks. It's quite comfortable. A little more cushion on the seat wouldn't go amiss. But it's not up my hoop like most bike seats. It's just like sitting on a slightly stiff bench. Paddling position's actually all right, you know. Considering. I really do like these bikes, I've got to say. I've ridden one before. They're a brilliant, brilliant bike. And for the money, as I say, if you used to give this to a kid, he'd be made up, surely. Give it to a middle-aged man, he'd be made up. Let's have a look, see how these mechanical disc brakes work. 15 mile an hour. They ain't bad at all. I stopped at the pole. What's that? 8-9 foot. What are they, 160s, 180s? Probably 180s, I'll have a look later. Or, I've already told you in the intro. Freezing! So then we're coming through Pothole Alley, a couple of speed bumps as well. Sitting down. Rear suspension does a job, did throw me off the seat. Standing up is fine. What about standing up with throttle? It's a well balanced bike. Feet are being gripped by the pedals. Not a lot to complain about. Apart from my bloody fingertips. Yep, you can jump it. So 12 miles in. Bum's actually not that bad, to be honest with you. I was expecting worse. Seat looks brilliant, but it's definitely firm. It's still better than getting entered by the normal bike seats. This bike is very manoeuvrable, although it is obviously chunky. It's quite heavy, but all in all, the riding of it is no problem with assistance. I couldn't say that I'd want to cycle it a long distance, but you could cycle it a long distance. I thought the way your legs are spread apart with the size and width of the frame will be more of an issue than it is. Because it really ain't an issue. Really not an issue. Would need more leg extension. So a little hop-up seat would work a treat. Just hit 17 miles and I've lost my first bar of battery. Not too bad. I've cranked up the pedal assist too, doing a steady 17 mile an hour. When I get back on the main road, I'm going to crank that up to 5, do the last remaining 7 odd miles home with a little bit of speed if my fingertips can take it, just to see what it does battery wise that way. I would definitely say I do not think that this is a 250 watt motor. But it is certainly a bag load of fun. I mean, I'm coming up the climb here, it's probably about 5-7 degrees and it's like it's nothing, as you would expect. Yeah, the UK really does need to look at it, because having a throttle and being able to pull away from a standstill quickly and safely should not be illegal. For example, there. Now I'll get a chance to crank her up. Big steep hill. I'm doing none of the effort here pedalling, that's all motor. 19, 20. I will be pedalling by the top of this, no doubt. 18, now I'm pedalling. Will I need to change down gear? At the moment, no. Getting close, 13 mile an hour. No, I didn't need to change down gear, in top gear. And that is a steep hill. Short but steep. Here I am, 25 mile an hour, just ghost pedaling. Pedal assist 5. All of a sudden this bike turns into a beast. A very usable commuter style bike for those of you that don't want to put in any effort. I feel safe as I'm riding. Here in America, the UK really needs to change its mind about these laws. All the back roads now, hopefully no old bill about. One final great big long hill, and then we'll check the battery, because no doubt this is eating it. I'm a fan of this bike. Well, we're now 20 miles in. My bum does know I've been sitting on the seat, but it's not overly bad. What a knobhead. That wasn't not bad at all, that was mine. So then, the final long, steep hill of the day. I'll tell you what, the difference when you're in a Pedal Assist 5 unrestricted, the speed you can go places without actually being over the top is fantastic. This bike comes alive at 25 mile an hour, ghost pedaling. Normally I'd take it down this rutted track to show you its off-road capabilities. I can't today. It has been hammering down for so long that I'm just asking to crash, and it wouldn't be the bike's fault. I've taken one of these off-road before. Have a look at my previous review video on my other channel, and it handles absolutely fine. There you go, that steepest bit of the hill, 13 mile an hour, still in top gear. Killing it. Killing it. I'm 22.1 miles in for the day, although now I am down to 2 battery bar. Bearing in mind, I am climbing and I am hooning. I'm still climbing, doing 25 at the moment. What I'll do when I get to the top of this lot, I'll knock it back down into like Pedal Assist 1, gently meander and see if those battery bars pick up a bit. I don't even know why I'm pedalling like that. You don't have to. Quicker than a 1960s moped. Am I all right to go around the back of him?
Yeah.
Didn't want to spook him and get kicked in the hedge. Thank you. So that's 25 mile, 2 battery bars left. I'm going to give that 35 mile, sound about right? Maybe even 40 at a push. And I was hammering it for the last 7 or 8 mile, proper hammering it. I don't think that's too bad. It's going to get you to work and back for sure. And not many people are going to use this sort of bike to do more than 30 miles, are they? That'd be a bit silly. But you can. So, in its unlocked state, this thing is a little pocket rocket. 28 mile an hour, 38 mile an hour, either pedaling or on the throttle. In its locked state, obviously you're going to cruise all day long at 15.5 miles an hour. It's got a lovely seating position. The suspension does its job, absolutely. One negative I have found, that creaky seat. I'm a fat knacker, it creaks more than most. Pedals hold your feet really, really well. I love the fact that on the battery, you can plug in there and get some charge for your phones or whatever you need. You can run it off one battery or both batteries at the same time. Controls are very easy to use. That little lip on the throttle with your hand is a little bit uncomfortable, but there is enough room for you not to use it at all. Lights are brilliant. Yeah, everything is easy to find. The lights are easy to find. Horn is easy to find. It is what it is. Engwe do knock out some really, really affordable good bikes, and they do such a range. All their folding flat tyre bikes, their little commuter style bikes, they do any sort of bike you could possibly want, and every single one I've ridden I've been impressed with. I'm not going to lie to you, sorry about wiping my snout, it is a little bit cold. Again, I can't stop waxing lyrical about the aesthetics of this bike. If middle-aged man or teenage boy, everyone's going to be happy riding it. It is like riding a wet dream, it really is. So when you get it out of the box, it couldn't be more simple to put together. One battery to put on, mudguard, front wheel, lights, and pedals. Oh, and the kickstand. Really was simple, really was simple. Overall, I've got to say, for the money, you really can't go wrong. Just make sure that if you are in the UK, because of the looks of it, it could warrant you getting tugged off the old bill. They're having a real clamp down. So if you have got a UK legal one, just make sure that it's yeah, still limited should you get pulled over or ride on bike paths where they can't see you. Anyway, the Engwe M20, or as I'm going to call it from now on, the Engwe Wet Dream. Until next time, ta-ra.